Kia ora. Insomniac's next entry into their Marvel PlayStation universe releases this October. I cannot wait. I've been counting down the days since I 100%ed the game again for like the 5th time. I want to go over some of my favorite LEGO Spider-Man sets, both from past and present-ish. If you enjoy these reviews, liking and subscribing does help to support this channel. I looked at a set from Spider-Man 1 and now here's one from Spider-Man 2. This is Doc Ock's Fusion Lab, which released in 2004 for 20 USD at the time. I got this from the exact same seller who sold me the Origin set. The set is now worth around $336 NZD brand new or $112 second hand. I love this set, but it is not worth $112. The set overview here is Otto's lab, featured in the movie and displayed as a very dated piece of LEGO's work from the early 2000s. This would not hold up by today's standards, but hey, that's okay. I like it for being a time capsule to show just how far they've come with their building techniques. There is an ambulance that's included here as an extra build. The scene in question is more set during the test event and after, in which everything has been ruined, and Harry exclaims that he has nothing left except Spider-Man. There are ambulances in this scene, so it is an accurate inclusion, though it's not necessary. The build of that is a dated design where the vehicles were very blocky, like an old Minecraft design. The ambulance has a stretcher inside for those who need it. It's cool, but I never used to display the set with the ambulance. The Fusion Lab is on a hinge piece, so you can display it as either opened or enclosed. This is very reminiscent for me of the early Harry Potter sets, more so than the earlier Star Wars sets. Buildings that were made simply out of one wall was a key technique back in the day. I actually really like the red brick design that's used here. I think obviously it comes across quite nicely, and the old windows that are used help sell the idea that the building is quite old in its architecture. The most notable thing about the entranceway is the sticker on the window that has the label of Otto's lab. It's a cool sticker, matches the movie as well. Harry is out here performing his famous line.
I'm ruined.
Flipping over and extending it out, there's no hidden details around here. Sets nowadays might have like a little mouse trap or something, but here the play feature is the thing that's partially exposed to us. You can also see the depth of the set is very shallow. There's barely any room for anyone to stand here. The inside of the build consists of a fusion reactor and Otto's little stand. The fusion reactor is pretty interesting actually. It's all droid parts that are different colors of blue and yellow, and the renewable energy is separate from those claws. Feels like a Gungan build from the Phantom Menace using those translucent purple pieces. It just simply slots into place and you can freely adjust the arms as well. Otto stands at his display with a little control panel in front of him. The play feature is a little weird, the whole thing seizes up on me quite a lot. You can spin this little yellow knob here and it will send Otto flying in response to the reactor malfunctioning, but don't worry, it'll stabilize. Simple mechanic and it works like a charm. The instructions though, I think, tell you to press the energy down and it'll trigger the same effect as turning the yellow knob. This is where things get a little tricky though. I might just be really bad at doing it, but it genuinely took me a few tries before I got it. When it works though, it works really well. So here is Doc Ock. This variant of him was exclusive to the set just for the torso and face print alone. Those legs actually appear on almost 6,000 minifigures, the more you know. I think that this minifigure is great, and one of my favorites, sure, but only due to nostalgia. He looks pretty dead on for me for a goofy cartoon or animated look, but this might be one of the worst actor translations I've ever seen. The hairpiece is one of the worst ones that LEGO have ever produced. I can't believe they held on to it for so long. This hairpiece did no favors for Rupert Grint and Alfred Molina, and seriously, Alfred Molina has had it used on him twice now, 2 different characters, 2 different decades apart, compared to that famous sand green version of him which released in 4 sets in total of this wave. 2 nice figures that look so goofy. The arms are a really solid first attempt in all honesty. They work better than any other designs that LEGO have gone over. This year we saw a remake of Alfred Molina's Doc Ock in the Spider-Man No Way Home set. Actually, this year we saw a remake of both of his iconic LEGO minifigures. No Prince of Persia remake this year though. The arms in the remake are possibly my favorite ones that LEGO have ever done for the movie's lines. The best arms though for me is still from the Doc Ock octopus mech. Here is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figure as seen in the Spider-Man 2 sets. Over the past month I've talked to death on the variants of the Tobey figures, going over multiple different sets now. The printing is very sharp, it's very nostalgic for me, the figure looks the part really nicely and he stands out from the modern designs. The biggest difference from Spider-Man 1 sets versus this one is the shade of blue that was used. A more darker tone here than the light blue that was used in those. I honestly love both equally. The dark blue matches these movies, but the brighter blue matches a fun cartoony design. Just like Alfred Molina, he was remade this year, and that remake is a better figure than both of these, with some really great updated designs. This is Harry Osborn, who does also release in the Doc Ock hideout set, but in a different suit design. I've always loved that hairpiece that Harry uses, which recently saw a remake with some shorter sides. Harry's face is actually really unique, believe it or not. This headpiece appears on 64 minifigures in total, but Harry Osborn is the only one to ever use it in a light flesh tone. Every other figure that uses this head is from LEGO's original line, so they use that bright Simpsons coloured yellow. Nothing much else to say otherwise though. This is the ambulance driver, whose torso and face were both exclusive to this set. That's kind of neat actually. He can be added to your Civ collection and he helps expand the world a little bit, but it's funny to me that we got this as a figure out of everyone included in Spider-Man 2. Personally speaking, I would have preferred that another scientist was added maybe as a figure, but nonetheless he is still nice. Instructions are pretty cool. There's some movie theming inside, like Spidey's face just staring back at you as you build. I remember all of the toys had this golden packaging on their theming. Here is a render of the set and the play feature that's involved. Here is a crazy alternate build in which Harry resorts to desperate measures by trying to steal the sun. The win page shows off some old things like Clickets and Bionicle, rest in peace. And now for the really fun part, the back of the instructions that shows all of the Spider-Man 2 sets. It's a great dated line that features some bangers, even if they're all repetitive. 4 out of 5 of these sets feature Spider-Man fighting Doc Ock, but I love them nonetheless. It's very dated and it might be poor in its design compared to some modern builds, but I love these old styled LEGO licensed sets because I just love remembering how far they've come nowadays with their techniques. I'd love to see LEGO make a remake of some of these themes. Harry Potter fans have been feasting for 5 years now, and that's good for them honestly, but the superheroes line, we need to get some comebacks. I'm glad that I have some of these Spider-Man sets and I hope to see some more in the future. If you enjoyed this retrospective look at an old LEGO Spider-Man movie set, liking and subscribing does help to support this channel in making more videos like this. Ka kite anō.